Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome everyone to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. Yes, despite my background image, we're coming to you from the warmth and safety of our respective homes this morning. We respect Mother Nature here at FirstU and do our best to act accordingly. Our format this morning will be different from what we do in the worship center at 30 Cleary, but we'll sing together still and offer stories and reflections about what love has taught us in a post-Valentine's-day worship service on what we've learned from love. The multi-generational worship service originally planned for today will take place instead on Sunday, March 23rd. And because we're not together to drop our joys and sorrow stones into bowls of water, see if you can find a candle for our joys and sorrows later in the service. We'll have a few other announcements in just a couple minutes, but first, I'm the Reverend Eric, the congregation's lead minister, and
I'm Mary, your worship associate this morning. We acknowledge that our FirstU campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin and Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is a responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all of those that have the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. And now to Mariella with a few short announcements from our Board of Trustees. Mariella?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mariella Keblusek, Vice President of the Board of Trustees, and I'm wearing my favorite red hat in honor of love and Valentine's Day. So first, we'll start with a couple of announcements from the Environmental Action Group. On Family Day, February 17th, that's tomorrow, the four main leaders, the political leaders, will be holding a live debate on most major networks from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. On February 27th, vote for the environment. And next Sunday, the Environmental Action Group is pleased to host Mennonite environmental activist Alex Neufeld to speak at our worship service. Read about her story on the Climate Action page. Please join us. Today, at 11:45, following this service, there will be an information listening session on Zoom regarding Reverend Eric's departure. This session will involve Reverend Eric as well as Chuck Shields, the president of the congregation, and myself. It will be an opportunity for congregants to hear an update on the process going forward and to ask questions and express thoughts and feelings. The Zoom link for this very important session is available in the Friday, February 14th EUU, which you can find out online or in your email, or you can go to our congregation website and click on the link right on the home page. That'll take you to the EUU, and you can find the link for this session. Yesterday, there was a drop-in sharing circle with Reverend Eric to give congregants an opportunity to speak with him. More sessions like that will be scheduled over the coming weeks. Please check each Friday's EUU for details. And finally, consider joining the Map Making, Navigating Your Spiritual Journey session, which will begin on Thursday, March 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. There will be 6 biweekly sessions in which participants will be guided to work on their own spiritual explorations. If you're interested, contact Adult Learning at firstunitarianottawa.ca. Thank you.
thank you, Mariella. Now I'd like to light our chalice with these words on love from Patrick Murphin. Love is the only magic. It enriches the giver as it nourishes its object. It serves the instant as it as it washes over the ages. It is as particular as the moon and as universal as the heavens. If returned, it is multiplied, yet spurned, it is never diminished. Our chalice is lit. And with that, let us now join our verses in song this morning. Please rise in body or spirit, just as you would in church, as Jen leads us in singing, Love Will Guide Us. The lyrics will be on your screen.
morning. I am Jodi McIntosh, the Director of Religious Exploration, and I have a special story for you this morning. And I ask if you have any young ones around, you could have them gather to hear my story. It is called The Happy Owls by Celestino Piatti. Once upon a time, in an old stone ruin, there lived a pair of owls. All the year through, they were very happy. On a farm nearby, there were all kinds of barnyard fowl who did nothing all day but eat and drink. Sorry, I can't see the words. Okay. And after they had finished eating and drinking, they began to fight with one another. They could never think of anything better to do. One day, the peacock noticed the owls, and he wanted to know why they did not quarrel. Why was it that they were so happy? When they heard his question, the other birds said, "Why don't you visit the owls and ask them how they can live together so peacefully?" With a deep bow, the peacock agreed to call on the owls. The peacock carefully preened his gorgeous plumage and strutted off in all of his finery. At the owl's house, he spread out his tail feathers and rustled them and clawed at the ground to attract the owl's attention. The owls blinked their big, round eyes when they heard what he wanted to know. "Well, Mr. Peacock, we'll tell you, but first go and fetch all of your friends." When the chickens and the ducks and the geese and all the others were assembled, the owls began their story. "When spring comes, we are happy to see everything come to life after the long winter sleep. The trees put forth their buds and leaves, the meadows are covered with thousands of tiny flowers, and birds everywhere are singing merrily. Later, around every flower, bees and bumblebees are buzzing, and all kinds of little flies are humming. Butterflies lift to and fro, gathering honey from the golden sunflowers. Then we know that summer is here. And when everything is green and growing, and the trees nod their leafy crowns to us in the warm sunshine, we sit in a shady nook in the cool forest and are at peace with the world. Then autumn comes, and the spider, has waited through the glorious summer under a leaf, comes out and spins her web to hold up the tired leaves a little longer. We rejoice to see her. And finally, when all the leaves have fallen and the earth is covered with snow, we come back and are cozy in our old home, for winter is here again. "Nonsense!" screamed the chickens, the ducks, and the peacocks, and the geese, for they had understood nothing of all of this. "Do you call this happiness?" And the barnyard fowl, who preferred to go on preening, stuffing themselves and quarreling, turned their backs on the owls and went on living as before. But the owls, they snuggled still closer to each other, blinked their big round eyes, and went on thinking their wise thoughts. Now over to you, Eric.
Thank you, Jodi. That was a wonderful story. And now to a couple of snippets on love from the first is from literature, a sonnet by Shakespeare, and a second, a meditation from our own faith tradition. This is from Shakespeare. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bend with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out, even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ, no, nor man ever loved. And the second is a short reflection on love from my colleague, Jan Carlson Bull, who writes, Love is knotted and gnarled like an old tree fighting with the wind, like branches too brittle for their own good, like roots that relentlessly inform how deeply we can trust and how freely we can forgive. And now, once more to song. Jen, will you lead us in I Know This Rose Will Open?
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
And now to Mary, who has our first reflection on love this morning, specifically love during COVID. Mary?
Yes, hello everyone. I'd like to tell you about our 50th anniversary celebration during the COVID pandemic. This is an excerpt of an email I sent to a friend actually at this congregation a couple of days afterwards, just saying what a fabulous time we'd had. Earlier in March 2021, our family, Ottawa family of 9, had birthday anniversary lunch together on the driveway patio of our son's house. Now, we were used to having meals inside the garage, and we call it the garage bistro. But we had a special chicken dish and carrot muffins for dessert, and were joined via Skype, having the same, but at dinner time, meal by our daughter and her family in Germany. So they were having dinner at 6 o'clock, and we were having lunch at 12 o'clock. So I mentioned anniversary. Well, March the 20th was Harold and my 50th wedding anniversary. We had planned to take everyone on a trip to celebrate together, but given the pandemic, that was certainly not doable. However, the kids came through in spades. Saturday morning, March the 20th at 6:30 on her way to work, Deb dropped off a huge gift bag. And I'll show you the size. This is a gift bag we're talking. Okay, so we're talking huge. And this was full of stuff. And throughout the day, we had WhatsApp or phone call visits from our 3 families. And I made a 7.5-minute video of Harold and me opening our gift bag, which contained a beautiful and meaningful 50th anniversary card with handwritten messages from all 3 families, including Kathy's family. This is the one in Germany. Was this note emailed or snail mailed? I don't know, to Debbie, but anyway, it was glued on to the back of the card. So this card has messages from all 3 families. There are all sorts of treats which Harold and I have been enjoying, and 2 movies which we watched on the weekend. The French Connection, which won 5 Academy Awards and debuted in our wedding year, 1971. And the second one, and let me just find it here. Okay. The second one was 1917, a war movie whose name is an anagram of our wedding year. So 1917 to celebrate 1971. Also, our daughter-in-law dropped off anniversary dinner Saturday morning. It consisted of a mini lasagna and 2 dinner rolls from Zola's restaurant, homemade zucchini and mushrooms prepared by Stephanie, and 2 cans of cider, which Harold and I like. So for dinner on March the 20th, I set a fancy table and put out for dessert a plate of my homemade Neapolitan squares from Christmas baking, some pistachio nuts and chocolate bar squares from the gift bag, all yummy. So yesterday, I said in this letter, we switched gears and celebrated with food and a get-together of Harold's birthday, March the 9th, our anniversary, March the 20th, and the actual day of Deb's birthday, March the 21st. Now, we're used to doing this. When you have 13 people in 2 different cities, or at one point on 2 different continents, whenever you can get together, you celebrate everything. One year, in fact, we celebrated Mother's Day, Father's Day, and 3 birthdays, all on the same day. So on this day, March the 21st, the day after our anniversary, Harold and I received, and I want to show it to you, received a photo book of photos, cards, and family messages. Now, it's not very clear. I'm going to see if I can, oh, there, maybe that's better. Maybe I have to change my background. Oh, I don't want to stop. Hold everything. So if I unblur it, will that help? I just want to show you. So that is a picture of Harold and me on our wedding day, March the 20th, 1971. And in this book, Debbie had put all sorts of pictures over the years, over the next 50 years, starting with our getting married and then having 3 children and then on to grandchildren and so on. So this is an absolutely precious book that our daughter Debbie fixed up for us. And it's titled A Love Story and illustrates the family story from March 20th, 1971 through March the 20th, 2021. So there was a jam-packed weekend crowned by our first pandemic family get-together in the sunshine. I'm going to show you because this is also very interesting. I hope you can see it. What Debbie did was she took a picture of the 9 of us in front of Paul's garage. We used to eat in the garage, but at this time we actually could eat outside. You'll see that Harold and I are in winter clothes. The rest of the family are in short sleeves, but that's just a difference in age, I guess. And then what she did was she photoshopped on the bottom a photo of Kathy and family eating in Germany. So we have this wonderful picture, and what it is, it's actually a jigsaw puzzle. And she makes one of these for me every year, which takes a family photo and she makes a jigsaw puzzle. So it's just such a precious thing, but especially for that particular day. So, sorry to be so long-winded, Siobhan, as I said to my friend, and I say the same to you listening and watching now, but I'm still enjoying the memories of a fabulous weekend of love within a family. Thank you for listening.
Mary, thank you, and joyous congratulations to both you and Harold and the whole family. Now to a couple other snippets from both literature and our denominations, our faith traditions, wisdom literature. This first, short lines, pithy lines from Maya Angelou's Love's Exquisite Freedom. She writes, "Love costs all we are and will ever be, yet it is only love which sets us free." And from my colleague, Richard Gilbert, "We are, therefore we love. We love, therefore we are. May we be humble before the wonder of what we dare to create." And now back to Jen, who has a reflection for us on what parenting has taught her about love. Jen?
Thank you, Reverend Eric. Today, so when tasked with sharing a few things that I have learned about love, the subject that really comes to mind for me is parenting, because my children teach me about love every day. Their love is pure and strong and fierce. My two-year-old sprints to the door every time that I enter it with just wild abandon and a joyful "Mommy!" And this is even if I was just gone for 30 seconds to the car to grab something, or maybe I was taking the recycling out. It doesn't matter. He's always so excited. And my 6-year-old is my fiercest defender. If she detects even the slightest hint of critique in anything anyone says to me, she says, "Hey, don't be mean to my mommy." On Tuesday, my daughter came home from school and said, "Mommy, I cut my hair at school today." This isn't the first time that this has happened, actually. Several months ago, after being up with our 1-year-old boy many times in the night, my husband fell asleep on the couch while watching the kids, and he woke up to little bits of blonde hair all over the living room. Our daughter explained that she had cut her own hair and also her brother's, her little brother's. She made some questionable fashion choices for her brother, although she had good reasons. She explained to us she didn't want to cut the front of his hair because it was close to his eyes, and we have drilled into her that, sharp things don't go near eyes. So I'm happy about that. She also didn't want to cut the back because that's where he has his curls there. And she says, "I know, Mommy, you love his curls so much." So she chose to cut only the hair right on the top of his head. So he just had this wonderful bald spot right here on top. Try as we might, we couldn't find where she had cut her own hair. So we thought maybe she had just done something a little innocuous and we couldn't find it until a couple weeks later when it started to grow back. And it was right there, this little fringe right in the front. So when it happened again this week, I guess I wasn't really even that surprised. I asked to see where she'd made the cuts, noted that she had actually done a pretty good job, but that hair grows back very slowly and haircutting is best left to an adult who knows what they're doing. She waited expectantly for me to say more, and when I didn't, she said, "I knew Bobby was wrong." Bobby's name has been changed for privacy reasons, but Bobby is a boy in her class. And I asked her, "What did Bobby say?" "When I cut my hair, Bobby said, 'Your mom is going to kill you.'" And I said, "No way, my mom loves me no matter what I do." Like most parents that I know, I spend a lot of days worried I'm not doing enough to demonstrate the deep love and the unconditional nature of it that I feel for my kids. That it gets lost in the stress of getting all the winter clothes on and cleaning up the messes and trying to maybe get them to eat a vegetable. So I chose to take this as a moment of parenting victory, and I really celebrate it, and I'm going to hold it with me the next time that I wonder if I'm doing enough to show that love. Last year, Fusion sang words by Daniel Ladinsky as part of the song "The Sun Never Says" by Dan Forrest, and so I wanted to close my little reflection with those words, which always remind me of the transformative power, joy, and beauty of selfless, unconditional love. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky.
Oh, Jen, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a lot there. Thank you. And your kids, and your husband. Joys and sorrows now. Each week we pause in our time together in recognition of the joys and sorrows in our lives and those across the globe. As we're not in our worship hall this morning, we need to honor our celebrations and challenges a bit differently this morning. We'll be back with our stones and bowls of water soon enough, but for now, let's simply light candles if we have any available to us this morning. Jen will play for us during this time, and I encourage you to take this moment as a gift. Let your thoughts take you where they will. We'll come back together after a short bit with Jenn leading us in singing the meditation on breathing. The lyrics will be on your screen. But first, bring to mind our joys, our challenges, our sorrows and grief, our love.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
Well, wasn't that a great way to kind of continue this whole service on loving and so on? So I have another story for the day, and this is called We Believe in You, written by Beth Ferry and illustrated by Molly Idle. And I'd like just to read the introduction to you. The first page, it says, do you believe that dreams come true? We believe it, absolutely, just like we believe in you. So, we believe in you. We believe in climbing higher. We believe in digging deeper. We believe in drinking sunshine. We believe in beauty sleep. We believe in making music, and we believe in singing loud. And we believe in being funny. And what a perfect illustration of a pelican with its nice big mouth. We believe in being wowed. We believe in exploration, and we believe in standing tall. We believe in having courage. And we believe that life's a ball. We believe in helping others, and we believe in shining light. We believe in making memories. And we believe we're out of sight. We believe in slow and steady, and we believe in families. We believe in peaceful living, just like the panda, and we believe the world needs trees. We believe in lots of hugging. We believe that groups are smart, and we believe in smacks of sweetness. We believe we're works of art. We believe in working harder, and we believe in playing more. We believe that life's a journey. We believe it's time to soar, just like the butterfly. Do you believe in happy endings? Do you believe that dreams come true? We believe it, absolutely, just like we believe in you. And I'd like to just read at the very end, there's this little dedication by the author, Beth Ferry, for Mom and Dad, who believed in me from the very start.
Thank
So
you.
now I believe we have Eric, Reverend Eric, with a reflection on the best sermon he's ever heard on love. Eric?
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. The story I want to share with all of you this morning comes from my preaching class back in seminary. Way back in the spring of '93, if I'm right, one of my classmates, Mary, preached to us on lifting up those we are still madly in love with. Now, the Mary I knew seemed happily married. She and her husband had 2 young kids, a boy and a girl. Several other classmates and I knew all of them. So there was some anxiety on hearing what she was saying. People she's still madly in love with? Mary went on to explain. Years before, she had a co-worker whom she came to love. He was a gay man. She was a straight woman. This was a platonic love, but love all the same. And please remember that in the spring of '93, this was before we had the AIDS drugs we have now. Mary's friend ended up dying of the disease. And she was left trying to reconcile her grief for having lost him with all the love still very much alive in her life. Mary asked each of us to light a candle in honor of those we still loved deeply, those we still carried in our hearts. For the 15 of us in a preaching class, we could light that many candles safely. For a congregation this size, for each of us to light 1 or more candles, well, some things are better left to the imagination, and that's okay. I still remember the beauty of my first wife's voice at our wedding saying, "I do," and how amazing she looked in the dress her mother made for her. Yes, of course, those memories come with some baggage now, but I'm still grateful I have them. They're part of who I am. These days they're in the background, and yes, of course, it took me a while to move them back there, but in time I was ready and eager to make new memories. My new wife of 15 years, Anne has her own memories. And I've learned never to step between she and her children, even now. Just as I love my own brother differently and perhaps more than anyone else in my life, especially after both our parents died sooner than we might have wanted. What I hope for today is that we can celebrate our capacity to love. Following a long illness, Mary, who I mentioned earlier, died several years ago, leaving her husband and her two then young adult children, one of whom went on to join the ministry of our faith tradition. By and large, Mary and I lost touch shortly after seminary, though I was able to see her once during her illness. I still miss her. Here, now, this morning, I'm not saying go out and rekindle old flames, and polyamory is a topic for another occasion. I'm not saying, now that I've publicly announced my resignation effective the end of June, that you need to hold on to me as the best minister you've ever had. No, I know in my bones that the best is yet to come for First Unitarian Ottawa. I simply want to encourage you to honor your ability to love and celebrate the love you've given and the love you've come to know. This, more than the admittedly sweet love traditionally celebrated on Valentine's Day, is the love that will see us through our lives. And now once more to Jenn to lead us in singing What Wondrous Love. And again, the lyrics will be on your screen. Jenn?
What wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down, oh my soul, when I was sinking down beneath my sorrow ground, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul, oh my soul, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end, I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end, I will sing.
Thank you again, Jenn. Let's see if I can get the chalice up here. I've got some words for extinguishing our chalice from John Morgan. When I am done with these, help me out, if you will. John Morgan says, in the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Together, friends. chalice is extinguished. Whew. But the spark of faith remains in the very living light of our hearts. Let us sing our closing song as usual, Spirit of Life, first in English and then en français. Jen?
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Source de vie, jaillis en moi, insoufflant mon cœur des élans de compassion. Chante dans le vent, danse avec la mer, anime la mer qui façonne la justice. Dis-moi, emporte-moi, source de vie, éveille-moi, éveille-moi.
I'll offer a different benediction this morning than usual. This is something I have used in wedding ceremonies, and it still seems fitting for today. From my friend and colleague, Barbara Hamilton Hallway. Go now in peace. Deeply regard each other. Truly listen to each other. Speak what each must speak. Be ready in every moment to disarm your own heart. Rejoice in this love you have begun. Amen. Friends, stay warm, stay safe, stay together, and I'll see at least some of you on Zoom in just a little while. Next week, we have a special guest, as was mentioned before at 30 Cleary. You won't want to miss it. Go in peace, my friends. Go in peace. How'd we do?